So we're finishing up the last one on translation. So we said we went up 2 and to the left 4, so that'd be a -4. So writing our first rule in coordinate notation, that is going to be, we use that x comma y. So basically for any x or y value that we have, we're going to say x minus 4, okay? And then we're going to have y plus 2. All right. And then in vector notation, it's just going to be -4, 2. And we're done. All right. So, guys, if you have any questions, this is kind of concluding the translation portion of it. So if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me an email, all right, join the Zoom session, whatever. Now, moving on to reflection, guys, reflection. So a reflection is just a flip over a line called the line of reflection, all right? So it's just a flip over the line of reflection. I think about it as like a mirror image, okay? So if you're looking at yourself in a mirror, you're looking at your reflection, okay? So now each point and its image. So the pre-image and the image are the same distance from the line of reflection. So if you look over here at our example, all right, our example over here, if you look at point C, C is the easiest one to see. C is 1 unit away from the y-axis, and C prime is 1 unit away from the y-axis, okay? So they're the same distance from that line of reflection. Now, like we talked about before, the reflection is an example of a rigid motion. So that means that in our example, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. Now, the common lines of reflection, the ones we're going to talk about, all right, there is other lines of reflection, but these are the main ones that we're going to talk about, is the x-axis, the y-axis, which if you look in our example over here, that figure, triangle ABC, is being reflected over the y-axis. All right. So then we could have vertical or horizontal lines. So a vertical line would be in the form of x equals. So remember, that's where if we have our xy axis, I'm going to draw that in brown. And then let's pick blue. All right. And we're going to draw that blue line. Okay. That intersects the x-axis at, let's say, 3. Okay. So the equation for that blue line is going to be x equals 3. All right. So it's just a vertical line. All right. And we're only concerned with the x value. The x value is 3, and it remains constant to infinity. Okay. Now, we could also have a horizontal line in the form of y equals. So if we have our xy axis here, let's draw it in purple. So let's say that purple line intersects the y-axis at 4. Then we know the equation for that line is y equals 4. All right. So just don't forget that kind of part from Algebra 1 where we're graphing those horizontal and vertical lines. All right, so diagonal lines would be lines in the form of y equals x, all right, or y equals -x, okay? So, and that's just an equation of a line. So that where we have a y-intercept of 0 and the slope is 1. So you'll see when we get to those what that's going to look like, but those will be diagonal lines. So it's kind of split up here. The notes are split up into x-axis, vertical or horizontal lines, and diagonal lines. So for numbers 1 and 2 in this first section, we're reflecting on the x and y axis. So we're going to have triangle ABC here, okay? Triangle ABC. All right, so basically I just graphed it here real quick. And for this one, we're reflecting it over the x-axis. So this isn't that difficult. All we're saying is, like, if you look at C, C is 1 unit away from the x-axis. So guess what? C prime is going to be 1 unit away from the x-axis. So the coordinate for C prime is going to be 5, -1. Okay? 5, -1. So we'll finish up the rest of the reflection in the next video.